Hi, I'm Dr. Bertice Berry, and I'm here to tell you a story. The first time I saw my mother lying in a bed in the daytime, I don't even think I saw her lying in the bed in the night because she was always working double and triple shifts. The first time I saw her lying in the bed, I was 10 years old. She was 52 and had just suffered her first heart attack. Her whole concern the whole time was getting up to get back to work. Because as she said, if she didn't work, we couldn't eat. Even now, when I hear that scripture, you don't work, you don't eat, I thought of my mother, equating working with eating. And even though she was the hardest working woman I knew or would ever know, she was not going to earn enough to do what needed to be done. As I lay in my bed for weeks trying to get through COVID, which, by the way, is insidious. I love these folks who are like, oh, it's just the flu and it's over. Yeah, the flu part was over, but then COVID was still there searching for the weak spots. And sometimes we get back up from something that has knocked us down when the thing that has knocked us down is still there looking for the weak spots. Someone said, do you know who gave it to you? I said, no, I know what gave it to me. It wasn't a person, it was a room. It was a room that had been filled with the folks who had been sick. And after a while, that room got sick. And so while I lay there, remembering and seeing my mother in that state, who, by the way, lived to 87, even though she drank and smoked, with the same heart disease that I inherited. And COVID went looking and it went searching and searching, and it found what doesn't even show up when there's ever a heart monitor or a medical person in the room. It found that thing. And I'm still not through it. I still need to give myself more time. But I learned some things that I needed to share. And this is what I heard when I was over in Black World. Pour into the lives of those who pour into you. Make sure you give joy, love, peace, kindness to those who pour into you. Spend less time with the naysayers and those who would steal your joy because they can't stand the taste of joy. Spend less time with them and more with the ones who are ready to laugh, ready to live, ready to dance. They don't question the party, they just get in it. I learned that time, life, energy is not something you can put on a shelf. You can save money, you cannot save time. So spend it wisely. Spend it in your family. Spend it in your work, in your purpose. Spend it in your ministry. Spend it in what gives you joy. But don't spend all of your time with those who say they want something from you. They need something from you. You know the answer. Just because you know the answer, it doesn't mean that that's where you should be spending it. I learned in Black World that joy is for the living. And we have to give ourselves over to joy. That if it's not joyful, if it's not beautiful and lovely and worthy of praise, why am I spending so much time? Whenever my mother would have a heart episode, when her AFib would flutter out of control, she'd say, let me go to my secret place. It happened once in front of a doctor, and the nurse recognized that my mother was having a heart attack, and she said to the doctor, what should we do? And he said, you heard her. Let her go to her secret place. I know where that secret place is. I know it's Black World, a place where the living can learn from the ancestors. We can learn to love. We can learn to pour out joy. We can learn to be joy. And even though your joy may not look like mine, may not be as loud as mine, don't let your children not see you resting